Marvel Comics continues to embarrass themselves. I did a video on this not that long ago. The new What If Miles Morales Was Thor comic book. And a lot of people were questioning why this even passed editorial. How many people approved this? It's literally one gigantic negative stereotype. Got a fade. He raps in the entire book. He calls Asgard his hood. Not even making that up. That is directly from the comic. For some reason, there's shoes on wire. Graffiti everywhere. He wears Jordans. Instead of having actual armor, he has a hoodie. It's really weird. Really, really weird. He said right here, now that was a banger. Because an Asgard party don't quit, light it up. Like, this is a really awful comic. Awful comic. And, you know, you wonder who works over in Marvel Comics now. Like, who's approving this? And I did a video on that, too, showing a lot of the editorial over there. Most of them young, white women. That should tell you something right there. Well, I'm here to tell you that the party don't stop. Just like at Asgard here, as Miles Morales, Thor said. Now they're making a gay Spider-Man. And for some reason, he looks like Gold Dust from the WWE. And he's very flamboyant. I don't understand why. Wouldn't he just be like a regular Spider-Man? But because they have to make it a part of the character's appearance, they have to go into these stereotypes. Like, they basically take the most outrageous stereotypes they can for that group of people and try to make it like as noticeable as possible so that you can tell that the character is gay. And I wonder, like, who is this for? Because I would think most people would just want the character to be a normal Spider-Man, but this is it. So, got like this English neck thing here. Notice how the way his hands are, like one on the hip with his hip swayed and pushing down here like this. And another thing is the eye sockets have eyelashes. I noticed that too right away. Like, this is what they're doing. Like, and I'm thinking, like, you know, who is this for? Like, here's two Spider-Men right here. They have a panel from two Spider-Men that meet. I don't know what this is from. I think they say a Spider-Verse Volume 1, Number 2. And they're talking, and they're trying to figure out how they're any different at all. Like, it's fine if they want to make the character gay and it works for the story. It's fine. But for some reason, I just don't really quite understand the reasoning that the character needs to be so stereotypical of a very flamboyant person. It's almost like you're saying, like, if you swing that way, that's the way you are. Which to me is isn't that kind of offensive? But they don't seem to understand that. Or maybe it's just me. Here's a better picture of it right here. Like, they're saying, this is the first Spider-Man that swings that way. And look what they do. Like, this is what the eyes with the eyelashes is just a strange decision for me. The default standing pose is the hip swayed with his hand on it. It just seems like a big stereotype, the same as this one. It's like, why would he be any different from a regular Thor? You know what I'm saying? And why would he be any different than a regular Spider-Man? His sexuality shouldn't do anything with the character, but this is how Marvel Comics thinks. Here's something even creepier about the stuff that they're doing. I saw this. This is really strange. So this is Marvel Voices Iceman. Marvel Voices Iceman. Now, a few years ago, they decided to have Iceman come out of the closet. Okay? And now they're drawing him like he's a 10-year-old. Tell me that doesn't look like that. Here's another one. What is this? Here's what he's supposed to look like. Something like this, or this, or this, or this, Or this. This is pretty cool art. This. I mean, he's a man. He's a grown man, at least in his 20s. But for some reason, when they do a Marvel Voices comic, which is supposed to celebrate Pride, they draw him like he's a 10-year-old boy. Really weird decision making. I don't like this is not what he looks like, but for some reason when you're going to celebrate his identity, you think that he needs to look like a young child? Like, what is going on at Marvel Comics? And you know what's funny is all of the shill sites celebrate this is amazing. What a bold creative decision. They don't criticize this either, or ask the question just because this Peter Parker is, if it's even a Peter Parker, is into guys. Why does he need to be a huge stereotype? The same thing with Thor. They were praising this too, saying this is amazing. Clueless. I really don't get what's going on over at Marvel Comics anymore. Like, they're just really stepping out of left lane now. And like I said in a previous video, this is what happens when you don't need to be motivated by profits. You can pretty much just do whatever you want with no oversight. And believe me, I don't think Disney cares if Marvel makes money. It explains a lot. I think they want them to just kind of stay like not lose so much money. This is why, like, they're probably on a shoestring budget, number one. I guarantee you they're on a shoestring budget, because if you've ever handled a Marvel comic book, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because when you start touching the paper, the ink runs off on your finger. It's cheap paper, cheap materials. They pay the people that work on the books pennies on the dollar, and it's just, you end up with a lot of stupid people that work at the company. I mean, most of them are all activists. Here's one right here, Heather Antos. She works at IDW now. She used to work at Marvel for a long time. And here she is inciting violence. Burn it all down. Snip, snip, MFers. And this guy says, nice call for violence. Good reason to never let you people have power. You be certain to abuse it. She says, how do you think this country started? This is okay behavior, though. And it's not, I'm not trying to argue this argument about what she's mad about, but I don't think calling for violence is right in any situation. And that's exactly what this comic book editor, former Marvel editor, is doing. So I don't know what's going on at Marvel Comics. They're really just making some really strange decisions. I definitely would not want my children reading this at all. This is really weird and really messed up. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my locals. Link in the description. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, make sure to follow me over on Twitch. I do watch parties, play video games over there. They're always fun. Follow me over there and come hang out. Also, make sure you subscribe to YellowFlash, my other channel. There's a link to that in the description as well. I do a lot of live streams over there that I don't do on this channel. Usually smaller and a little bit more personal. So make sure you follow me over there and sign up.